things right in this race.
Absolutely, they've got the opportunity to do so. We've got just over 5 minutes still to go before we get underway with the racing here. The final checks, the final advice for these riders as we look at Giulio Pugliese. Did manage to get on the podium, denied the win by such a narrow margin, wasn't he, in that opening race?
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, 6,000ths of a second separating Pugliese and Zanni at the line after 14 laps of non-stop and flat-out action as well.
It's
to be fair to the guys,
impossible to comprehend these kind of distances, the margins that can separate a race win from a very valuable P2, it has to be said, but it's not that race win which all of these incredibly competitive riders are looking for. He'll be frustrated with that, and here we have Correntines, the Venezuelan. We also saw earlier our cameraman capturing the Venezuelan flag with some fans who I'm certain will be supporting Tines there.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Tines did well, finished P6 in race 1 this morning, half a second from victory. I mean, he was close.
The level of competition on this grid is awesome. It's incredible to behold. There's just nothing between the leading riders in this competition, and it's fantastic to see as well that having seen so many riders progress on the road to MotoGP to the World Championship, well, their boots have been filled. These incredible riders are stepping up and they are delivering. The likes of Kietek Singapong as well, the Thai rider, on that Honda Asia Dream Racing Junior Team machine. Fantastic so far this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Finished P9 earlier. We'll look to go a bit further this afternoon. He was around 4 attempts away from P8, so a bit of work to do, but they've had the time to debrief, make some changes, work out the tyres and formulate a plan for this race.
Absolutely, and he's, as we mentioned previously, every time you get onto one of these machines, the idea is to improve. As we look at Monignani there, the South African. Well, we are away with the warm-up lap then, and we already have an issue there.
That looks like it's for Nicholas, who was waving to the riders behind that he was not able to get his bike away, so going straight into pit lane.
Another issue at the beginning of the race there in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. As we get this warm-up lap underway, such an important moment for all of these riders, especially given that change of conditions that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, good to see another rival team seem to be helping him out here, so just shows that while rivals are on track, off track, they all do everything they can to help each other. Hopefully he's able to get his bike started, and maybe he has to start from pit lane, but the main thing will be hopefully he was able to start the race.
Absolutely. Probably the most likely situation, isn't it?
Yes, we can see him lining up at the end of the pit lane here.
It's been resolved, so he'll be ready to at least participate in this race, if not from his original grid position.
A shame to have to start from pit lane, but as we said, the main thing is he's able to get going. We see the air temperature 29 degrees, track temperature 45. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a little bit higher given the heat that's been blasting down on this circuit all day, but obviously it depends where the sensor is. But yeah, it is very, very hot out there.
Yeah, I think in race 1 the track temperature was about 28 degrees as well, at least at the beginning. So that is a tremendous difference. To think so, and it's going to, as we round turn number 14, the last of this circuit in Montmeló, and approach the starting positions on the grid. It will be Fernando Barrosa who can take his position on pole once again for his second shot at glory to that turn 5 high side in race 1. Red flag is out in the front. And we are just moments away from getting this race 2 underway. Everyone taking their positions. Zanni, who of course won last time out, takes P2. Good spot on the front row. The green flag waving at the back. We'll have the lights on in just a moment. There they are. They're off, and we are racing in Moto3 Junior, and Barrosa gets away so well yet again. It's a long straight though, and he's got Leonardo Zanni just behind him. Who's going to get the right line going into turn 1 here? Who's going to take advantage of the slipstream? It is Zanni who gets away best and takes the lead as we go to turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, a good start from Zani as he took the lead of the race ahead of Barbosa. A couple of the Aspa riders were opting not to go to the right-hand side of the track on that run into turn 1, opting to stick to the left, and they've come out of that P3, 4 and 5.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see exactly what's happening there as the Aspa riders go side by side once again. Carlos Cano, just so impressive, as is Giulio Pugliese and Jaroslav Kapushin.
A bit of debris coming.
Yeah, just lost something there.
Yeah, a lot of debris coming off the back of one of the, or the sides of one of the bikes there. So the marshals will have time to go and clear that now. But yeah, it is Zani leading from Barbosa and Pugliese. Cano in P4 as we head into the third sector of this opening lap.
Yeah, we're going to go through turn 9 shortly, and then there's the rundown to turn 10, which we saw being so important in the previous race. Will it be
not
so
taking
again?
the slipstream, not using
early on.
any slipstream ahead of him, but it works for him. He was able to keep P2 there.
Oh, Ramadhipa, absolutely impressive stuff. Incredible there to overtake, making his move there as we enter sector 2, go into right-hander turn 4.
It looks like we've had a crash at turns 1 and 2. It looks like Gutierrez has come down off his machine. But we'll wait for confirmation, just looking at who's dropped down the timing tower. As Zani continues to impress out in front. He's 8 tenths clear of Cano in second and Pugliese in P3. Ramadhipa P4. Barbosa, well, he'll be hoping to move up the order from P5.
Yeah, it is Edu Gutierrez there, who's gone down the exit of turn 2, it looks like. I mean, it's a very tricky corner to deal with. We've seen it time and time again over the course of the last 30 years, really. It's a corner that can catch anyone out. And when you're in a race as competitive as a Moto3 junior race, well, it's almost to be expected.
Yeah, it is a tricky corner at the best of times. We just see as Cano defends his P2 position, but Zani's lead is now over a second. If these guys want to stop him doing the double, they need to work together and catch up to the back of him, because at the moment, he is pulling away from them.
Yeah, he is, but meanwhile, Kamja Ramadhipa has overtaken Giulio Pugliese with a fantastic little move there at the hairpin. As we approach turn 14, who's going to come out well here? Who's going to take advantage of the slipstream? We know how important it is. Who's going to be taking what line? I mean, anything could be happening here early on.
The one thing for Zani is he is now 1.3 seconds clear. So any slipstream that he is giving his rivals is not going to be as effective as the one that, for example, Cano, Ramadhipa, Pugliese are giving to their rivals. So Zani, with the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 48.5, was half a second quicker than Pugliese and around 2 times quicker than Ramadhipa. So he is just bolting at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's very happy to just ride alone out there as well. So Leonardo Zani leading, and he's got a gap of 1.324 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, just building and building that lead, and the more these guys squabble over P2, the better it is for the number 57.
Yeah, Ramadhipa on the inside of
Pugliese
Pugliese there, just not quite close
as
enough to make
Cano
the
looks to
move.
defend his P2 around the outside, and he's able to do so from his teammate. But again, the lead now for Zani up to 1.8.
Well, Guillaume Planks has moved up to P4 there with a fantastic move. He's just behind Bujosa. Oh, P5. Zani so far ahead, I almost miscounted him. We're coming out of turn 14 then. And again, we're going to see various lines here adopted by riders. As you mentioned there, Zani so far ahead that all of this bickering behind doesn't really affect him too much. Now we have Sullivan Moundy making the move on Remy San Juan, pulling ahead.
Zani's lead is just around 2, well, it was 2 seconds. Now it's come down to about 1.8 on this run. And it's big battle there for P2.
Yeah.
One of the riders getting held up on the apex of turn 1.
I think it was Guillaume Planck who just tried to make his move, wasn't able to do it, and then
Ooh,
just
there was
held
a
up there.
crash.
We've just seen a crash at the front there. Sparks flying in sector 2. The yellow flag is out at turn 3. I think that might be Zani.
It is Zani. Zani has crashed from P1. He was pushing hard, but he has gone down at turn 3 in the early stages of this race, and Pugliese has inherited P1.
Well, it's just, it leaves you breathless, doesn't it? Because anything can happen in a Moto3 junior race. He's going to be so frustrated with that. He was leading, and he was leading comfortably. He wasn't under any pressure. On track and without. As Ramadhipa tries to make a move on Cano there. As it stands, Ramadhipa would now move into P4 as well. Zani.
Ooh.
Oh, and another big crash there at turn 3. yellow flags are out.
That was another big high side for, that was Tinez, I believe. Number 77 is the one dropping down our timing tower, so I think it was him. That was another big high side on the exit of turn 3.
Ramadhipa going through on the inside and able to make it stick there. Buildup holding on to P4, but the pressure is building from both the Honda Asia Dream Racing Junior Team riders.
Just to note that Nicholas also crashed at turn 14. There are yellow flags out. We just see Tinez here, obviously getting some assistance because that was another big hit.
Yep.
But Nicholas also crashed at turn 14.
Well, as we approach turn number 10, is anyone going to try and make a move here? Ramadhipa again on the inside, lunging in.
Travis Borg has made progress as well. He's up into P3 at the moment on the number 23 machine as he fights for a podium. He's just behind Pugliese and Cano.
Yeah, he's right on the back wheel of Cano as well. As we approach turns 13 and 14, it could be a prime position to try and take advantage of the slipstream as they emerge from turn 14 here.
He could, yeah, he has the advantage of a double slipstream from the CF Moto Aspar riders ahead of him, but obviously we've seen that both Pugliese and Cano will happily defend into turn 1 under braking, and yeah, we'll just see what happens. Pugliese still leading. It's Ramadhipa who's actually making progress, moving up into P2.
Buildup piling on the pressure, as is Ramadhipa, just held up there. But Buildup now moves into P2, just behind Pugliese, and that's relegated Carlos Cano down to P5.
Cano down into P5, and there's a bit of a gap there forming between the lead 3 and the rest of the pack, but you would imagine that will close up quite quickly. It's Cano in P4, sorry.
Yeah, Cano in P4. Pugliese still leading. Buildup giving it absolutely everything, and Ramadhipa closed out the front row of the grid, is really giving it absolutely everything. He's going to move on the inside here at turn 5. Not quite close enough on the exit.
Just get a replay here. That is the crash for Tinez earlier at turn 3. So again, very similar from what we saw from Zani earlier, apologies. Yeah, high side through turn 3. It's a corner where you're on the power for a long time, just trying to build up that speed. So it does happen quite a lot. But yeah, another hefty hit there for Tinez.
Yeah. And there's 2 consecutive races where we've seen not just race win contenders, but title contenders crashing out. I mean, it's anyone's game.
It really is anyone's game, and it isn't a surprise because they're all pushing so hard. They want to get their season off to a superb start, and especially if you're then making amends from race 1, for example, you're going to be pushing even harder. Zani's is different because he was 2 seconds out in front. He didn't need to be pushing that hard at that point because everyone else was squabbling. He had the advantage, but obviously he felt he was in his. The hosts are running in P3 then against Cano again. As we said earlier, their rivalry continuing in a new class on new bikes. But it's the same story with those two, just fighting it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Buildup is hungry for more as well. He looked up on the inside of Ramadhipa, saw that there was an opportunity at that particular corner, but going into turn 5, is he going to try and make the move there? It looks like he's just going to lay off a bit there. He might be a bit cautious given what happened earlier as well.
Yeah, understandably so. It looked like Planke was just moving forward there as well, getting ahead of, or moving up into P7 at turn 5.
Yeah, with Ojuara into P6 as well. So fantastic from the Japanese rider.
A great performance so far, sort of quietly moving up the order, taking advantage of the riders fighting around him to make sure he's in contention.
Yeah, as we approach turn 10, we've seen so many moves made here before. Is anyone going to try and make the move here? Well, on the outside there, just a bit wide. Looks like things are as they were.
Pugliese is so good on the brakes at turn 10 and turn 1. It's very difficult to pass him unless you're pretty much ahead of him before the braking zone. He's very strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Pugliese has been showing us over the course of this weekend why he's someone to really hold in very, very high regard. And we've got Cano.
7 laps to go and a group of 14, I think that was potentially showing for Cano. And it's not wrong. There's a huge group fighting for this win. As Ramadhipa looks on the inside of Pugliese, but no, the Italian able to defend once again. And Barbosa had a look at Ramadhipa, but couldn't make that move stick either.
No, he had a long look, didn't he, there? It looked like he'd almost made it, but Ramadhipa did so well to just hold him off.
Great curve cam, just to show how close these riders are through turn 7 and 8, which is a very tricky part of the track. Turn 9 is another challenging part for very different reasons. It's uphill, it's a bit of a blind apex. But yeah, heading down into turn 10, the slipstream is crucial, but Pugliese still able to defend from Barbosa. Ramadhipa having a look on the inside, but unable to get close. And Travis Borg as well, remaining in P4 with Cano side by side there with Plank, but it's Plank that comes out on top.
Yeah, Plank made a move there. I think he managed to actually get a bit of a two for one. He overtook 2 riders at the same time. Absolutely fantastic work from Guillaume Plank. The French rider showing us why he's really battling at the front there, because he's not afraid to get his elbows out and make a move like that where the opportunity presents itself.
No, and that's key in this class. You can be as fast as you want, but you know you're going to have a big group of riders fighting because everyone is fast. So you need to be able to fight as aggressively as you can. Into turn 1, it's Barbosa moving into P2. Pugliese staying in the lead with Plank in P1, and we're just seeing there's a yellow flag out at turn 3, which has appeared on our timing screen. So we're just going to see if there's anything that's happened, or maybe it's debris on track, but it's quickly gone in. So not entirely sure what that was for.
Yellow flag removed at turn 3. Didn't even realise it was there. As we approach turn 5 and another opportunity for someone to make a move. That tight left-hander. Plank again, he always seems to be taking that inside line. This time he's managed to take the lead. Is he going to be able to make it stick? It looks like he is. Oh, what a move there from Guillaume Plank, the Frenchman. He's lost the lead, but he's still in P2. Pugliese fighting back straight away, but Pugliese giving as good as he gets.
Pugliese was wide on the entry into 7, which allowed Plank to take the lead through turn 8, which is a very, very unusual place to make a move, but that has bunched everyone up as well.
Well, it's an unusual place to make a move, but he's made it work so well there. Absolutely incredible stuff. As we go through turn 10, Plank is leading now into sector 4.
Yeah, Plank with the lead ahead of Pugliese. Barbosa in P3, Ramadhipa is just behind, but turn 13 and 14 are going to be crucial, and when we cross the line to start the next lap, it will be just 5 laps to go.
Yeah, I think it's almost time for us to start looking at exactly who's crossing the line first as well, given how close the previous race was.
Yeah, I mean, as they crossed the line here, it was 0.081 between Plank and Pugliese. So Plank was able to hold that lead through from turn 14 to the start-finish straight.
Well,
Ramadhipa on the inside, turn 1 looks to make a move, but Barbosa's able to go back through turn 1, but can't get through on turn 2. So Ramadhipa moves into P3.
Yeah, and Plank lost out massively on the slipstream there on the start-finish straight.
Also, just to note that Travis Borg was a big mover in that fight as well. He's moved up into 2nd, although that could be about to become 3rd, as Barbosa on the inside at turn 4 makes the move stick on the rider from Malta.
Yeah, Pugliese leading into turn 5. Ramadhipa looking to move on the inside, looking to try and take 3rd. Is he going to be able to get a good line out of it? No, he's not. Travis Borg holding on there. Yeah,
Travis Borg was able to hold on to that P3 for now, but Ramadhipa's going to have a good run on him through, well, into turn 9 and into turn 10, you would think. But the number 23 might be able to hold on under braking, because Ramadhipa is also under pressure from Plank.
And now they're running towards turn 10. We've seen so much action here. This is where we saw Guillaume Plank make that move earlier. This time he's not in the right position to do so.
As we said, Borg was able to had enough to defend from Ramadhipa into turn 10. But Ramadhipa at turn 11 has a look on the inside. That would have been brave, but he's not able to make it stick, and it's cost him a couple of bike lengths to Borg, but he'll be able to make those up on the runs through turn 13 and 14.
And again, it's been so interesting to see how everyone exits from turn 14. Who's going to take advantage of the slipstream? We've got just 4 laps left now.
Again, Pugliese was able to lead over the line coming out of that final corner. So I think the run to the line, unless they're really, really close, should be with the rider who leads coming out of turn 14. As we see car push in on the inside of Travis Borg looking for P3, unable to make the move stick under braking at turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, into sector 2 now. It's still Pugliese who leads from Bujosa. Travis Borg just behind, who's done so well to get himself into a podium position. Is he going to be able to maintain it with the amount of pressure building behind him? He's got the likes of Carbushin, Planks, Carlos Cano, Keandra Ramadhipa, Ojuara, all behind him, and any one of them in with a chance of finishing on the podium or even with a race win.
Yeah, this is anyone's game with 4 laps to go, as there's a move there from Plank on the inside, unable to make it stick on Borg. Borg retaining P4 from the French rider.
Yeah, he just was too heavy on the brakes there and just allowed Borg to roll around the outside of the move.
Yeah, as we say, Pugliese still leading ahead of Bujosa, just a 10th or so in it. Carbushin up into P3. But again, it's to run into turn 10. This is where Bujosa has a chance to get alongside the Italian. This time we have 3 laps to go. The race really reaching a crescendo here in Barcelona.
Well, it's been a crescendo from start to finish here, really. Absolutely incredible as we see all the lines the riders are preparing to take. It's Pugliese who leads. Cano tries to make a move there.
It's Travis Borg moves into P2.
Cano moves into P4 as well.
Borg on the move through turns 1, moving up into second place, and he's already on the back of Pugliese. Will he be able to make a move into turn 4? No, Bujosa's on the inside of the number 23. So it's Bujosa who is making the late move once again, moving into second place.
Yeah, just forcing Borg out wide there as well. That could provide a bit of room for Cano. He now is able to take advantage of it and move ahead at turn 5. No, it looked like he was almost able to do so, but Borg holds off Carlos Cano.
Borg was able to take the tighter line through turn 5, and that just enabled him to keep position. Again, the curb camera here showing just how close this field is heading into the final couple of laps.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. Currently Pugliese who's leading from Bujosa, with Travis Borg occupying the final spot. No, it's now Guillaume Planks who's into P3.
Yeah, Borg has dropped to P4. I didn't quite see what happened there, but the rider from Moto, is in P4 behind Plank. Carbushin, who was fighting in this lead group a couple of laps ago, is now down in P8.
P8, still part of the group, but at the wrong end of it, I think it's fair to say, as we prepare to watch the riders emerge from turn 14 and hit the start-finish straight again. It is currently Pugliese who leads, Bujosa looking to take advantage of that slipstream.
Yeah, Bujosa is in a perfect position to take the slipstream advantage with 2 laps to go on the run into turn 1. But Plank is on the inside, as is Borg, and it looks like it's Borg who is making the moves on the inside and the braking at turn 1, and the 23 moves back into second place.
Yeah, absolutely sensational stuff from Travis Borg there. Unable to get ahead of Giulio Pugliese, but he is ahead of everyone else behind him.
He's taken an inside line through 3 as well, which gave him the inside for turn 4. Is he close enough to make that move for P1, or is he going to have to defend? Well, neither, really. He stays in second. Running into turn 5, though, the number 23, the inside line is blocked for him. Yeah, now he has to defend from Plank, as we see Cano.
Carlos Cano as well. Oh, a bit of a moment there for Borg. Just adjusting himself. As Plank looked to be setting himself up to make a move there as we go through turn 7 and 8. Just readjusting.
That's a brave move from Plank on the inside of turn 9 to get ahead of Borg for P2. That is an incredible move from the French rider.
As we approach turn 10, once again, for the penultimate time.
And Plank goes again for the lead on Pugliese. He's able to keep the tighter line.
Oh, no, he is as well.
And Borg moves into P2 provisionally. It was a big moment for Ramadhipa on the curb. He goes slightly wide. It's a bit chaotic behind. So it's Borg who moves into P3 with Plank and Pugliese ahead of him. Ramadhipa in P4, heading onto the final lap of this race.
Yeah, the final lap, and as you mentioned before, an absolute crescendo. Plank moving into P1 at such a vital time. He's not going to be able to take advantage of any slipstream here. He's going to need to try and pull away as much as he can as we power down this 1 kilometre straight in Barcelona. And it does look like Pugliese has managed to get ahead as we approach turn 1. Who's going to be able to battle in this battle for first? How many riders do you need? It's Pugliese who gets ahead going into turn 1, into turn 2, and it's Travis Borg who takes P2, Barbosa just behind in P3.
Borg was able to stay on the outside through turns 1 and give him a good position through 2 to keep P2 ahead of Barbosa, but Barbosa is close to the number 23.
We've seen so many moves here made before. Plank in previous laps. This time around,
Barbosa's wide. Barbosa is wide. That is a promoted Borg into P2. He'll have a good run through on Pugliese behind, and there is a crash behind, but we need to see the leaders to see how they are getting on through the final couple of corners.
They're going through turn 13 now. Oh, yeah, 2 riders down. They both seem to be okay. We're about to be hitting turn 14. It is Pugliese who's leading. He's got Travis Borg just behind. Barbosa's not out of this yet, though, nor is Carlos Cano. How's he going to finish? This is neck and neck. Who's claiming the win? Well, 2 riders out, both Travis Borg and Julian Pugliese claim the win there. It's another photo finish. The Aspar team seems to think it's Pugliese who's won. I have to say, on our timing sheets, it looks like that is the case as well, with a gap of just 0.091 seconds. Absolutely incredible stuff from Julian Pugliese. Travis Borg won't believe it. It could have gone any way there.
It really could have gone any way, but it doesn't like...
In Barcelona, as this second race in the Moto3 Junior World Championship comes to a thrilling conclusion. Well, he'll be making his way to Parc Fermé. Barbosa will finish on the podium as well. P3. Absolutely fantastic finish for him after his opening race of the campaign came to such a tricky end with that high side